Mataji, now I will hand over the call to you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the service of glorifying Prabhuji. His Grace Baladev Prabhuji came in touch with ISKCON in Mumbai in 1991, initiated in the year of 1995 by His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj at the age of 18 years. His father introduced him to Krishna consciousness, coming from the family of devotees. His parents, as well as immediate relatives, are all devotees in ISKCON and are initiated by His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, His Holiness Lokanath Maharaj, and His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. At age of 23 years, after completing his education and settling his father's business with full blessings of his family, he joined the ISKCON Chowpatty Temple in Mumbai, 1999. Academics: Bachelor's in Physics with certification in Advanced Physics. Further holds multiple diplomas in various fields such as human resources and personal management, software management, business communication, tourism. He teaches Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, ISKCON Disciple course, and other Shastri courses. He is part of ISKCON Chowpatty Temple management team, ISKCON Chowpatty's congregation developmental team, and its satellite center coordination team. He is also part of the team which oversees the management of the annual Kartik Yatra. He is a member of the national core team of ISKCON India Youth Preachers Association. He is part of national team of ISKCON India Book Distribution Committee. He is Regional Secretary Assistant in Maharashtra of Zone 5 districts of Nanded, Jalna, Parbhani, and Hingoli. He has conducted inspirational and leadership seminars for students and faculty of many recognized universities, corporate sectors, multinational companies in India as well as abroad. He also appeared in TV and radio shows. He travels abroad to South America, Africa, and ESA to share the ideas of the system for book distribution, temple management, and youth preaching. This was a kind introduction for today's speaker, His Grace Baladev Prabhuji. Now I would like to hand over the call to Sushmita Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you so much for the nice introduction of Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Mataji. Prabhuji is not there in the call, so I think if anyone would like to
just
introduce
joined.
Prabhuji just joined.
Okay.
He's there now.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Today's topic is Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 10th chapter, and verse number 11. Hare Krishna Prabhu, whenever ready, please take over the call, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can you all hear me?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. We are continuing our reading from 7th canto. This is chapter number 10 and text number 12. तथा मदीया क्षमानप्रियास्त्वम् आवेश्य माम् आत्मनि सन्तमेकम् सर्वेषु भूतेषु अधियज्ञवीशम् यजस्व योगेन च कर्मण्यन्. Translation and purport.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
Hare Krishna.
yeah, 11 also. We didn't do 11 actually.
11 also. Okay. I was told to add this one. 7, 10, 11. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Naikantino me Mai Jatu Yashish Ashasate Muttachaye Bhavadvidha Tatapi Manvam Tarame Tadatra Daiteshwaranam Anubhangshvabhogan. Translations and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Text number 11. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Prahlad, a devotee like you never desires any kind of material opulences, either in this life or in the next. Nonetheless, I order you to enjoy the opulences of the demons in this material world, acting as their king until the end of duration of time occupied Manu. Purport. One Manu lives for a duration of time calculated to be an aggregate of 71 yuga cycles, each of which equals 4,300,000 years. Although atheistic men like to enjoy material opulences and they endeavor with great energy to build big residences, roads, cities, and factories, unfortunately, they cannot live more than 80, 90, or at most 100 years. Although the materialist exerts so much energy to create a kingdom of hallucinations, he is unable to enjoy it for more than a few years. However, because Prahlad Maharaj was a devotee, the Lord allowed him to enjoy material opulence as the king of the materialists. Prahlad Maharaj had taken birth in the family of Hiranyakashipu, who was the topmost materialist. And since Prahlad was the bona fide heir of his father, the Supreme Lord allowed him to enjoy the kingdom created by his father for so many years that no materialist could calculate them. A devotee does not have to desire material opulence, but if he is a pure devotee, there is ample opportunity for him to enjoy material happiness also, without personal endeavor. Therefore, everyone is advised to take to devotional service under all circumstances. If one desires material opulence, he can also become a pure devotee, and his desires will be fulfilled. It is stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradi Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether one desires everything or nothing, or whether he desires to merge into the existence of the Lord, he is intelligent only if he worships Lord Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, by rendering transcendental loving service. Next verse, translation. It does not matter that you are in the material world, you should always continuously hear the instructions and messages given by me, and always be absorbed in thought of me, for I am the super soul existing in the core of everyone's heart. Therefore, give up productive activities and worship me. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. When a devotee becomes materially very opulent, one should not think that he is enjoying the results of his productive activities. A devotee in the material world uses all material opulences for the service of the Lord because he is planning how to serve the Lord with his opulences, as advised by the Lord himself. whatever material opulence is within his possession, he engages to expand the glories and service of the Lord. A devotee never performs any fruitive or ritualistic ceremony to enjoy the results of such karma. Rather, a devotee knows that karma kand is meant for the less intelligent man. Narottam Das Thakur says in his Prema Bhakti Chandrika, Karma kand, Jnana kand, Kevala Vishera Bhand. Both karma kand and Jnana kand fruitive activities and speculation about the Supreme Lord are like pots of poison. One was attracted to karma kand and Jnana kand. Therefore, a devotee is never interested in karma kand or Jnana kand, but is simply interested in favorable service to the Lord. Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam, or cultivation of spiritual activities in devotional service. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatariणे Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaur Krishe Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripas Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for inviting me today for this Srimad Bhagavatam class of the Bhakti Sangha group. We are covering today the 7th canto, 10th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are discussing the 11th and 12th verse. So, 11th verse onwards, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Lord Nrsimhadev is now speaking. Before that, Nrsimhadev had asked Prahlad Maharaj to ask for some boons, and Prahlad Maharaj had a very wonderful reply to Lord Nrsimhadev that he doesn't want to ask anything from Supreme Lord because asking would mean that there is give and take, and doesn't want to get involved in give and take with the Lord in terms of material things. He's just happy that Lord has already given him so much, and is grateful to the Lord for all the wonderful opportunities Prahlad Maharaj was having about Krishna consciousness. So after hearing Prahlad Maharaj reply, Nrsimhadev is now speaking the two first verses. And quite amazing here, we read the verse, we see that while Prahlad Maharaj has shown his disregard for the Supreme Personality of Godhead Lord Nrsimhadev, on the other hand, is encouraging Prahlad Maharaj to enjoy the kingship, the rule of being the king of the demonic race, and enjoy the opulence as the king. There is one thing here where a devotee doesn't want to be part of any material opulence, and on the other hand, Lord Nrsimhadev is wanting the devotee to enjoy the material opulence. Why Nrsimhadev is saying so? Because Nrsimhadev is very confident that Prahlad Maharaj, even if he gets material opulence, he will not enjoy them. He will utilize those material opulences in his seva. So this is how we can see the confident of the Supreme Personality of all honesty. Like, just take a very mundane example. In a family, a father, he may have two sons, and sometimes he gives one son more freedom than the other son. The reason is because the person who's given the son who's given more freedom, he has won the heart and confidence of the father, and the father allows, because father knows that whatever situation, the son will always come back to the father and take guidance. On the other hand, the second son, whom the father is not giving so much of freedom, maybe a very, very immature son in terms of not yet fully grown up to the expectations of his father. And the father would put a lot of discipline and a lot of restrictions on the freedom. Freedom will be given, but there will be a lot of restrictions along with the freedom. So the same father kind of dealings with the two different sons based on the maturity of the son. Supreme Personality Body in this way also deals with different types of devotees. There are Kanistadhikari, there is Madhyamadhikari, and there is Uttamadhikari. And towards all these devotees, different types of devotees, Lord Krishna, the loving Father, has different dealings as per the maturity. In the case of Prahlad Maharaj, Supreme Lord is encouraging him to become a king and enjoy the material opulence. So I was just thinking that how can, if we see in a very normal angle, in a very neutral angle, we can see that Supreme Lord is telling uh, Prahlad Maharaj that you enjoy material world, you enjoy Maya. That could be kind of a very difficult understanding for any new person. When a person comes to Krishna consciousness, uh, when we came to Krishna consciousness and when we are new, we are some of us, like at least I am very new in Krishna consciousness, but we are always very much cautious towards material things. We are very conscious that we should avoid this, we should not be too much attached to material things. And yet Krishna is giving all kinds of credits to Prahlad Maharaj that this is the material world, you enjoy it, you have it for yourself. So the reason is pretty very clear. Srila Prabhupada once mentioned in his one of his classes that the material world is attractive. And Prabhupada said Krishna is also attractive. Both are. But when you get attracted to Krishna, then you become blissful. And when you get attracted to the material world, you become miserable. So Krishna's energy is his material world, and therefore Krishna's energy is also beautiful because it's Krishna's creation. Like a beautiful example which I heard in one Bhagavatam class, very beautiful example. Makes very sense. Like, for example, Rasagulla, the sweet which we have, it is made of different ingredients. One is maida, that is white flour, sugar, and raw milk. By themselves, raw milk, sugar, and the flour are not attractive, right? If someone gives you, please take raw milk, you say, please boil it, put some sugar, and give me. Oh, you take some sugar. What is sugar? Give me something, make some sweet, add sugar, and I'll take. So by itself, these ingredients are not very attractive. But when this white flour, raw milk, and sugar they are mixed together, and one makes a rasgulla, and becomes very attractive. Similarly, this material world itself is not attractive. What is attractive about earth, water, fire, air, ether? Nothing is attractive. Right? But when Lord Krishna arranges this earth, water, fire, air to combine together and makes Mahatat all these elements and the same earth, water, fire, air, ether becomes very attractive form, shape, and size which Krishna creates. So indeed, Krishna's creation is very beautiful. We should appreciate Krishna's creation with a connection of Krishna. If you appreciate Krishna's connection without Krishna, then it's mine. But we appreciate Krishna's connection, we appreciate Krishna's creation with his connection, then it becomes Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada was once walking on a beach. It is in India, somewhere in Visakhapatnam. And Srila Prabhupada was going for a morning walk. All the devotees are following Prabhupada. And Prabhupada said, see, this ocean is so beautiful. He asked devotees, do you take bath in this ocean? So devotees turn around and say, "Oh, asking to take bath in the ocean." General devotees who are in the Western world, they have a very fond of going on the beaches and taking bath. And after coming to Krishna consciousness, they thought it's a Maya to take bath in the beach. And indeed, in USA or some other countries where going to the beach may be Maya, circumstances in that place. But here Prabhupada was asking, have you taken bath in the ocean? So one devotee replied, Prabhupada, this is Maya to take bath in the ocean. Prabhupada said, what is Maya? It is ocean. When you see the ocean, you should remember Krishna. Krishna says that I am the water in the ocean. You see the sky, you should remember Krishna. So when you take bath in the ocean, you should remember thinking of Krishna and embracing Krishna from our ocean. And the devotees were happy that Prabhupada was giving a perspective to even mundane bathing. Prabhupada was showing that you see every creation of Krishna, you see a connection, it becomes Krishna. So we see here that how a pure devotee knows how to handle Krishna's creation in connection with Krishna. A brilliant example of Srila Prabhupada often gives that the electricity is same, right? It is same energy. But when it goes in the heater, it produces hot water. When it goes in a refrigerator, it produces cold water. So electricity itself is neutral, but the instruments are different. One is the refrigerator which cools the water, and another is the heater which heats the water. So Srila Prabhupada and pure devotees like Srila Prabhupada often see Krishna's energy in the creation of Krishna. And therefore they are properly aligned in knowing what is there for us, the quota for enjoyment, Krishna's even Isha Vashimidam Sarvam, and what is also not for us, and overall everything which we are doing is for Krishna's. One time Srila Prabhupada was on a morning walk, and one devotee asked Srila Prabhupada, uh, why Krishna made this material world? So Prabhupada replied, for enjoyment. And the devotee was taken aback. How can Krishna make this material world for enjoyment? So Prabhupada saw him and said, not for your enjoyment, for his enjoyment. So Krishna has made this material world for his enjoyment. A pure devotee uses Krishna's creation in Krishna's seva. And by serving Krishna in this way, he becomes happy. As Prabhupada said, when you get attracted to Krishna, we become blissful. When I get attracted to material energy, we become miserable. So this is such a simple understanding which Prabhupada has given us about how we can connect with Krishna's creation in connection with Krishna. One time, Srila Prabhupada was traveling, and while giving a class, Prabhupada said that Maya is very strong. Prabhupada said Maya cannot touch me. So devotees said, Hari Bol, Jai Prabhupada. We are very happy. Prabhupada is saying Maya cannot touch me. For us, so difficult, right? Like one time, a devotee asked Prabhupada, sometimes I am in Maya. Prabhupada said, uh, you're always in Maya, sometimes you are in Krishna. So in material world, most of us as sadhana bhakta, we always toggle Pratasha Shakti, either Maya or Krishna. And depending on three modes of material nature we are involved, more or less we are always very, very easily prone to Maya. So Prabhupada said Maya cannot touch me. So they were all happy. Jai Prabhupada, our spiritual master is away from attack. Then a few days later, Prabhupada was praying in one temple to the deities. One devotee, Prabhupada's personal servant asked Prabhupada, what did you pray to Krishna? So Prabhupada said, I was praying to Krishna. Krishna, please protect me from Maya. The devotee started. Just 2 days back in the class, you said that Maya cannot touch me. And now we are praying to Krishna. Prabhupada said, yes, because I am every day praying to Krishna, and therefore Maya cannot. So this is how we can see a pure devotee when in this material world. Understanding Krishna's creation, Krishna's connection, he balances and therefore is aloof from all these different types of attachments and aversions. Here in this particular verse number 12, Lord Krishna is giving a clue to Prahlad Maharaj. How one can remain aloof while being in the material world. Be in the material world but not of the material. And one of the clues which Lord Narasimha gives to Prahlad Maharaj in text number 12 is he mentions that We should always, this is translation, we should always continuously hear the instructions and messages given by me and always be absorbed in thought of me. Krishna is giving that only when we are in touch with Krishna, we are Krishna conscious. What will happen? We can be in the material world and not of this. So this is an amazing understanding which we get in Krishna consciousness thanks to Prabhupada. One time, the Prabhupada mentions this very beautiful anecdote. Prabhupada says, there is a special laddu. You all know laddu, right? There is a special laddu which is available in Delhi. So Prabhupada said in Hindi, Delhi ka laddu khaye wo pachta hai, na khaye wo pachta. That means Delhi's laddu, if you eat, you will repent. And if you don't eat, you will also repent. You will hanker. So, like for example, if a laddu is very, very tasty and you are very hungry and someone gives you only a small piece of it, what happens? You eat the laddu, you are happy, but then you are more miserable because you want more and more is not available. On the other hand, people are talking to you about laddu, 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 whole day, every single day, laddu, laddu, and it just increases your appetite. No one offers you. So if you're not eating the laddu, you're miserable. You want to eat. And if you have got the laddu, but it's not enough, you want more, more, more. And again, you're miserable. Prabhupada gives example of the laddu who makes a comparison to this material world happiness. Any object in this material world which gives happiness, that happiness is like the laddu. If you don't have it, you hanker for it. You are miserable to have it. And once you have it, you understand it's not enough, you want more. So this is the working of the material world as we see. Now here Krishna is not nursing, is giving a very good understanding to our devotees through the medium of Prabhupada, that while we are functioning in this material world, we should be attached to Krishna's glories, his fame, form, pastime, and hearing about them, and then thinking and getting absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. Like for example, when we hear about Krishna, what happens? By hearing about Krishna, we understand how Krishna is the enjoyer, how Krishna is super soul, how Krishna is the loving father of everyone. And by understanding Krishna properly, then what happens? We see this whole creation as part of Krishna. And we, instead of enjoying it separate from Krishna, we rather become detached from this creation by engaging this creation with Krishna. So detachment in this material world is very, very difficult. Why it is difficult? Because in this material world, anything we get connected to you become attached to it. Like there's saying in English, a beggar is proud of his penny. Similarly, we can see in our life when we are dealing with material things in this material world, now we get attached to so many things. And sometimes if that facility is not there even for say 15 minutes or 1 hour, we become miserable because we just cannot deal without that. So detachment is so difficult. However, Shastras give us understanding that when we hear Krishna's stories, we hear Krishna's fame, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's holy name, then what happens? Detachment awakens in the heart because in our heart, the Vyasasan of our heart is our ego sitting. Who is the enjoyer? I am the enjoyer. Am Bhoktaram Ismi, I am Bhokta. But by hearing about Krishna, we understand Krishna. And on the Vyasasan, seat of our heart, we place Krishna there. Krishna is placed there in the rightful position for Krishna. And then detachment takes place. Detachment is a very important aspect in every devotee's life for practicing Krishna consciousness. But Prabhupada has given us understanding that detachment is not very shush, not very kind of very cross, not very dry detachment. Our detachment is we get attached to Krishna, and by getting attached to Krishna, we get attached to the particular thing. Use those particular things. There is saying this word in this world that you get attachment to various aspects. Like in Sanskrit books, it is mentioned there are 3 types of detachment. So one is the detachment which comes in when you go for cremation or funeral of someone. That is called as funeral detachment. Second detachment comes by when you get bogged down by various diseases in your body. You have so many problems in your body. You just so much dissatisfied and so miserable. You think the world is, you start thinking the world is miserable. No use. So this second type of detachment. So the first detachment is when people go to a cremation ground. So you see many times in cremation ground, even people who are enjoyers, materialists who do not believe in God, they start philosophizing and they say this material world is so temporary. Everyone has to go one day. So they speak in philosophy while they are in the cremation ground. But once they leave the cremation ground, then all the philosophies are gone. The detachment was there, but it was very short. Second detachment is detachment of being a diseased body. That means, disease. Then what happens? You try your best to cure the disease, but the disease is not getting cured. You're trying your doctors, one doctor, second doctor, third doctor, fourth doctor, all doctors you're trying. And ultimately you see the disease not going. Then you get tired of all doctors. And then you understand this material world is miserable. Whatever I'm doing, nothing is happening. Yes, Krishna said, now I can see. But then you finally contact a good doctor and you get cured. And then everything which was there in the past for a few months of the disease is part. Everything is normal. Life again is normal. Normal like how it happens in material. So again detachment was there, but again shortly. So the third type of detachment which is mentioned is detachment which comes in the satsang, in the association of devotees, while hearing Bhagavatam, while hearing Krishna. When we hear Krishna Katha in the association of great devotees, Vaishnavas and Vaishnavas, the Krishna Katha, Lord Krishna's glories, pastimes, form, Leela, they enter into our heart. There is Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata. So the Bhagavad Shravan, the glories of the Lord, enters Karna Randrena through our ears. And by our sincerity, as much eagerly we hear Krishna Katha, at that level it gets absorbed in our heart. And what happens when it goes in our heart? It creates a revolution in the heart. It creates cleansing effect in the heart. And eventually everything. What is Abhadra? Bhadra means auspicious. Instead of Bhadra Purnima, right? Bhadra Purnima. Abhadra. That means inauspicious. It all taken away from you. So detachment takes place when all the Abhadra. So we have three ways of becoming detached in this material world as per the Sanskrit. One is by Smashan Vairagya, mineral detachment, by Roga Vairagya, by disease detachment, and third is Satsanga Vairagya, through hearing and chanting about Krishna in association. Now, in these three, we see that we can't pray for first and second to come often. Because if you want funeral Vairagya, then we have to make sure someone keeps dying in our life every day. There is become detachment material. But then we can't, it's too costly for us to have someone dying every day. Regarding disease also, it's very difficult. Once you get a disease and you get cure of the disease, you become healthy. You just ask Krishna, please get the disease back to me so that I can become more detached. It's a very big kind of fish. Someone may ask that, but most of us will even think, not even think to ask also the disease. So therefore, the first and second vairagya is very costly and not very possible in generic time. But third one is very easy. The third one is smashan vairagya. Sorry, third one is satsang vairagya. Vairagya detachment which comes when it associated with devotees, and in that association, we hear about Krishna, we read about Krishna, and glorify Krishna. And then slowly Krishna takes our heart and becomes enjoyer, becomes the main person in our life. So here we see that Srila Prabhupada in the purport mentions very beautiful line. When a devotee becomes materially very opulent, one should not think that he is enjoying the results of his effort. A devotee in this material world uses all material opulences for the service of the Lord because he is planning how to serve the Lord with his opulences as advised by Lord himself. So when I was reading this, immediately I remembered a beautiful story which comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita, wherein, as Prabhupada mentions here, the devotee becomes materially very opulent. Sometimes you see we have devotees of Krishna consciousness who are very material, and when looking at them, we may sometimes, in our own understanding of Krishna consciousness, maybe thinking, oh, he is so opulent, he is so rich. Therefore, it's so difficult because Krishna says in the Shastra that one who is very rich, it's very difficult to practice Krishna consciousness. Sometimes we think someone is very rich, very opulent, very difficult for him to become sincere, serious candidate of Krishna consciousness. But when I read this, I was just thinking, a devotee becomes materially very opulent. So that devotee who becomes materially opulent, he knows how to utilize that opulence in Krishna's service. Externally, he will look materially opulent, but internally, what his heart is different from what his face or what his external features we see. Chaitanya Charitamrita has a beautiful story of how once Mukunda Datta was a great friend of Gadadhar Pandit. Takes Gadadhar Pandit to meet. He tells him, I'll take you to a very great Vaishnava, very pure devotee. So now Gadadhar Pandit is meditating, oh wow, I'm going to be a very great personality, pure devotee. So Mukunda takes him to the house, a royal house of Pundariki. So Gadadhar Pandit enters and he watches huge big mansion, opulences like Vaikuntha, everywhere is silver, gold, silver. So he's confused. Well, I was supposed he was thinking inside that maybe have I come to the wrong place? Has Mukunda taking me to the wrong place where I'm entering? Is there a very huge mansion? Where is that pure road? And suddenly Mukunda stands in front of Pundariki Devi, who is now sitting on a what do you call it, a swing. And there are two people around the swing. One is pushing the swing, one is waving chamara to fan Pundariki. Pundariki Devi is a very big landlord, so he has a lot of money, a lot of servants to take care of his needs. And then when he's like completely from top to bottom of his whole body was fully dressed with beautiful silk sleeping cloth, a lot of perfumes were on their body. And Gadadhar Pandit was thinking, what is this? I'm supposed to see a pure woman. And where I have come? Looks like a materialistic person here. But all this Gadadhar Pandit is thinking in his mind. He has not spoken anything to Mukunda. And Mukunda is able to read Gadadhar Pandit's mind. So Mukunda knows that by seeing the external of a devotee, we cannot analyze how great a devotee. You make a mistake. Bhai, just by seeing an external form, external form. So now, immediately Mukunda begins to recite a beautiful shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam. Aho Bhakti Stanakal. And he mentions, as soon as he reads the whole verse, that Leve Gatim Dhate. This verse speaks about how Krishna is so merciful that he gave Krishna Prem even to Putra, who came as a mother to feed poison. Krishna did not see the poison, Krishna saw the motherly attitudes, and Devi Gatim Dhatri gave her as a position of nurse in the spiritual world, assisting Mother Yashoda. As soon as the words were spoken, Kundari Nidhi went on the fence. Kundari Nidhi started showing ecstatic symptoms. He couldn't control himself. Whatever opulent things he had around him, started throwing it. He starts he started scratching his body and all different things, which really was very difficult. Even servants ran away. What happened to him? He was like, "Yes, my lips gone." Only Mukunda Datta knew that actually just by hearing one verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, Kundari could join the very ecstatic symptoms. And because Gadadhar Pandit also was a pure devotee, it takes one to know one, right? So he also knew that the symptoms are not symptoms of some madness. These are symptoms of purity. And Gadadhar Pandit then understood that externally Pandit Vidyadhari showed opulence in his life, but internally in his heart is a great Krishna. And to then to repent or to ask, beg forgiveness, Gadadhar Pandit offers Dandat Pranam to Pundariki Vidyadhari and begs for initiation. So this is a beautiful pastime. We see how externally a person is full of opulence, but he can be a great devotee and utilize that opulence in Krishna's service. So, the difference between great Vaishnavas or devotees is the great devotees have complete confidence on Krishna. Even though Krishna has given them enjoyment in their life, but actually the great devotees know that Krishna is the real end. Krishna is supreme personality of God. The translation here, the Supreme Lord Narasimha is saying that for I am the super soul existing in the core of everyone's heart. Therefore, give up fruitive activities and worship me. So, a pure devotee knows that in my heart, in every atom, the Supreme Lord resides as super soul. And therefore, he does never feel separated from Krishna. Right? He is always in touch with Krishna. There is never a time in his life when he is away from Krishna, missing Krishna. Srila Prabhupada in initial days in New York, he was in Dr. Mishra's yoga studio. Hardly he was getting a chance to preach because he was kind of taking favors from Dr. Mishra because he had no place to stay. So Dr. Mishra would call Prabhupada to his yoga studio where his yoga students would come, but he would not give him any mic or any opportunity to speak. He would keep Prabhupada, and Prabhupada would just sit there, Dr. Mishra, and do some yoga exercise. In the end, sometimes he would ask Prabhupada, how many lead kirtan? So he would allow Prabhupada to lead 10 minutes kirtan. So this was every day. Always thinking that these boys and girls are coming for yoga, but they don't know the real yoga is to serve Krishna. So one time, one boy came new in the yoga class. His name was Jans Tenberg. He was pursuing PhD from McGill University. So he came and he was there for a small talk. And he asked Dr. Mishra that, can you tell me more about God? Dr. Mishra, who himself did not know much about God, he was more into yoga and getting followers. He said, don't worry, just meditate. And by meditating, you'll understand everything about God. So Danes found the answer very strange. But anyway, he said, okay, no problem, whatever he's saying, I have to follow it. So after the session got over and everyone was ordering some food, Srila Prabhupada was also in the class, sitting behind. He saw that this boy had natural inquisitiveness, jigyasa about Supreme Lord, but his jigyasa is not getting fulfilled. So Prabhupada walked over to Jens and said, Jens, I want to go for a walk outside. Come with me. Jens was thinking, I don't know who he is, but he's a very nice old man. So he followed Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada was walking with Jens outside, and Prabhupada was now ready for connecting Jans to Krishna. So Prabhupada saw a very beautiful green lawn. And Prabhupada said, such a nice, beautiful lawn. This is a carpet, a beautiful carpet. Just like we have carpets in our house, Prabhupada said, this is a carpet Krishna has made. See how beautiful Krishna is. He has made a beautiful carpet for us to walk on. So in this way, Prabhupada was introducing Jan for his query of two bodies. So Prabhupada was connecting Jans to natural things which you see around and how we can see God in those persons. As they walked ahead, they saw and they came across a big, huge pond. So Prabhupada said, in that pond, there are hundreds and hundreds of living entities in form of aquatics. We don't know who they are. But Krishna, he knows each and every one of them because he is in everyone's heart. So in this way, Prabhupada was connecting jhans to natural things also. So Prabhupada connected it with the lawn, that is Krishna's carpet, the pond, is Krishna's pond, and the divinities in the pond are also connected to Krishna. No one knows that Krishna on the pond. So Jans became very interested in what Prabhupada was showing him and relating him with God. So Jans asked Prabhupada, Swamiji, what is this you are wearing? So he was referring to Tilak. Prabhupada knew that he can't kind of a very esoteric answer. So the Prabhupada, this is a sign of victory. So Prabhupada was like, he knew how to connect a person to Krishna consciousness. Jans became very much impressed by Swami Krishna Prabhupada and eventually connected with Prabhupada. Prabhupada began his classes later, and Jans would regularly come, and eventually Prabhupada initiated him as Janardhan Das. So here we see how that option of Prabhupada also was very much connected to Krishna. He saw Krishna everywhere. He saw he just did not see Krishna just everywhere, but he saw Krishna is so beautiful. Krishna is so amazing. And therefore, because he was connected to Krishna, naturally for him, it was very nice, very easy for him to connect everyone to Krishna. Like, for example, you come to know a very good information in your life, or you come to know a very nice person in your life. How eager we are to connect that information or disseminate the information to others. Or if you know some good person, you say, this person is such a nice person. We want to give the connection of the person to everyone we know. Similarly, a pure devotee knows Krishna. And because he sees Krishna as the most lovable, the most beautiful, the most attractive, the most caring person. It becomes a natural thing for a pure devotee to connect Krishna with everyone he meets. Because he just cannot stand. Are you looking for someone? He is the best person to look for, and is Krishna. So in this way, Krishna's super soul is very attractive. Krishna's super soul is enjoyable, and Krishna's super soul is caring for him. So Krishna is caring for each and every moment. Krishna is also, as Narsimha, caring for Prahlad Maharaj. And what is his care? He knows Prahlad Maharaj, when he gets opulences, he will not enjoy. He will utilize the opulence Krishna constantly. And therefore, as a caring father, Supreme Lord Narsimha offers material opulences to Prahlad Maharaj. In a similar case, Supreme Lord also offered material opulence to Guru Maharaj. And both of them were small children, 5-year-old boys. But Supreme Lord was confident the small year-old boys, kids, they will grow big and become a detached king. While enjoying material opulence, they will connect everything to me, Supreme Lord. So here we see that how the Supreme Lord is encouraging Prahlad Maharaj to take up the process of ruling the kingdom, which his father had amassed. His father was the king of demons, and therefore, as we see in this verse, uh, Lord Nrsimhadev is telling in verse number 11, what is he saying? He's saying, Daiteshwarana, Daitya Ishwarana. He's telling you become Daitya Ishwar. That means all the opulence which your father amassed, so you become the king of demons. You enjoy the material opulence. What happened? You enjoy this material opulence. How long? Not 5 years, 10 years. You act as a king until the end of duration of time occupied a month. It's a very lifespan, huge lifespan. So Prahlad Maharaj, he accepted whatever Lord Nrsimhadev uh, told him, and later he became a great king of the Daityas. And it was very difficult for him, a detached person. Just imagine he's in a kingdom where all are demons, and not all have become devotees. It's not like Prahlad Maharaj became the king of demons, and then every demon became a devotee. No, the demons remain demons. In fact, in that kingdom, many of them became great demons in the later part, and they went against Supreme Personality of God, like Virochan and then Kalanemi. All these demons are also part of Hiranyakashipu's family. Prahlad Maharaj remained in that kingdom as a pure devotee, whatever he could do, whatever he could guide them, and he remained detached from this. He had all the opulences at his stake, which Lord had given him, but he knew where to strike a balance. What is for him as the quota which Lord has given for enjoyment, and what is this? What is Krishna's uh, prerogative from a pure devotee? How we should balance everything in this way. So in this way, we can see here as the verses go ahead of us, 13, 14 onwards, Krishna is Lord Nrsimhadev is again saying, urging Prahlad Maharaj, that you enjoy this material world and you exhaust the reactions of your pious activities, and this way you neutralize your impious activities. And Nrsimhadev is giving full credit to Prahlad Maharaj to go ahead and rule the kingdom. So there are many more points which we can cover. We can take later at some other time. So we'll end here now. Thank you for joining today. Any questions, corrections, additions? Well, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for so inspiring and so blissful class. I could like gather a bunch of takeaways from this inspiring class of yours, that when when the Lord himself is confident about the devotee, then he bestows the material opulences to the devotee. Like, for example, here, Lord actually bestows the material opulences to Prahlad Maharaj and also Dhruva Maharaj. And because Lord is confident that the devotee will utilize the material opulence in Lord's service only. And you give the example of Srila Prabhupada, how Srila Prabhupada has introduced Krishna consciousness to Jain, His Grace Janardana Prabhu, with Krishna's material opulences at the green lawn, with as Krishna's beautiful carpet and pond. And also you gave the example of Pundarik Vidyanidhi, who was like very opulent devotee, and how Mukunda that actually introduced Pundarik Vidyanidhi to Sri Gadadhar. Then you also mentioned the 3 types of Vairagya. That is very wonderful to learn. That's Shamshan Vairagya, Roga Vairagya, and Satsang Vairagya. And Satsang Vairagya that stays like longer, and the other 2 are transient. And also, like you mentioned, that how Srila Prabhupada was so confident that Maya cannot touch him, because he always prayed to Lord Krishna to protect himself from Maya. And that was his secret of being confident, and that Maya cannot touch him. So these are like so wonderful learning today, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a question that you mentioned that Krishna's like Krishna's creation is not Maya, because you give the example of the like milk, sugar, and flour. They are not attractive, but when we create the sweet, it is attractive. The same way earth, water, fire, wind, ether, these material things are not attractive, but Krishna create the material energy, a material world with these elements, and that seems attractive to us. So Prabhuji, what I understood, like, please correct me if I'm wrong, that Krishna's creation is not Maya, but the desire to enjoy Krishna's creation without being independent of Krishna, without following Isavasya principle, is actually the Maya. Is that correct, Prabhuji?
Thank you for wonderfully noting down all the points of my class. Nice to hear from you. Thank you for that. And also what you mentioned now is also true. Yeah, actually, Maya is only when Krishna is not there, right? So for a pure devotee, is all Krishnamaya. We can even see, like Prabhupada was once going on a walk, morning walk, and devotees were talking to Prabhupada and discussing, and they forgot to lead Prabhupada. Like Prabhupada did not know which street to take up. So Prabhupada just took a right turn, and devotees just continued to go with him. And finally, they came to a dead end, which had a very big, nasty smelling garbage can. Really horrible. Said, Prabhupada, we are sorry we brought you here. Prabhupada said, this is Vaikuntha. So Prabhupada would even see that place, the Vaikuntha. So this was Prabhupada, that he, a pure devotee, even apparently very not a good place, not a good surrounding, but could see Krishna in that. So nothing is Maya for a pure devotee because he sees Krishna everywhere. So Maya is where there Maya. Yaha Krishna nahi, taha Maya radhika. As we always hear these words. When there is no Krishna, there is Maya. So for a pure devotee, when he is in this material world, he sees only Krishna everywhere. Therefore, everything for him is Krishna. There is no Maya. And for people who are very new in Krishna consciousness, struggling in Krishna consciousness, or those who are not devotees, for them to see Krishna always is very difficult. Once while we connect Krishna, but that too theoretically, and the whole life for a devotee, such devotees, is to practice to see Krishna. Even though we cannot understand Krishna particularly, but theoretically, when we read Shastras, and Krishna says, "I am taste of water. I am the of mountains. I am Himalaya. Of the great animals, I am lion." So when we see a lion, we see how the power of lion is controlled. So when we see multiple things around us, we can connect with and we can see Krishna there. And through that seeing Krishna, which is a philosophical way of seeing Krishna, then eventually we see Krishna. Get connected with we practice and we get familiar to seeing Krishna everywhere. So take
Thank you.
one more question. Thank you. One more question, and then is that okay?
Prabhuji, there is one question in the chat box and one hand raised in the from the audience. Can
Then
we
I will
take?
take two questions.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So the in the chat box, Har Grace Radha Jyoti Mataji is asking Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. Eternally grateful to you, Prabhuji, for teachings from Srila Prabhupada's life and behavior practical sessions. We would appreciate if you share your instructive secrets of distributing Srimad Bhagavatam. Please give us your teachings and experience. Hare Krishna.
Just 1 minute. I didn't hear the last part. What was the question exactly?
Mataji, to share experience of distributing Srimad Bhagavatam.
Please share the instructive secrets of distribution of Bhagavatam. Please your teachings and experience. Okay, so Mataji's question is if I have some experience of distributing Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Is that so? I think so. This question is asked by Radha Jyoti Devi Mataji, right?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
So I think so this is a relevant question because yesterday only we had Bhadra Purnima and all over the world devotees were busy distribution of Bhagavatam sites. It's a very relevant question. Thank you for this question. Yeah. See, we are very indebted to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada has enlightened our life and Srila Prabhupada has, it's not Srila Prabhupada was there. We never say Prabhupada was there and now he is not there. None of our ISKCON devotees would always use. So Prabhupada's feeling is still so predominant in our life to his teaching, right? Prabhupada is available to us, to his devotees, his disciples, his books. So we have a book Bhagavad and your person. And through those two Bhagavats, we are able to even connect with Prabhupada, who is a pure Mahabharata. So now Prabhupada is very pioneer and important works which he had given his whole life for us on writing and commenting on Srimad Bhagavatam. Even till the end, when Prabhupada was manifesting his passing away pastimes, we find Srila Prabhupada was on the bed, hardly any life in his body in external form, but yet he was dictating purports to 10th canto and the 4th chapter, I guess, 14th chapter. So Prabhupada was dictating purports. Prabhupada was giving us Srimad Bhagavatam, the glory of Srimad Bhagavatam was revealed to the world by Srila Prabhupada. What was once only known in India in a few places, only few pious people knew about it, and very less people had actually read about it. And here we are now all over the world getting chance to read about it, hear about it, and distribute about it. So Srila Prabhupada took the lone lead in writing those books, then getting it printed, and also arranging for distribution. So just like a father, when he amasses some wealth, the wealth goes to his sons and daughters. So Prabhupada's wealth, which we all have as the next generation devotees in ISKCON, is Prabhupada books. This is our wealth. And Prabhupada wanted that more and more books should be available for printing, after printing for distribution, and those books should be distributed. So as the legacy in ISKCON, we should read Prabhupada's books as Bhakti Sangha group, and we should always pray that there should be many more groups like Bhakti Sangha groups. The devotees come together and read Prabhupada books beautifully, nicely, and relish and discuss Prabhupada books. That's one thing. We discuss Prabhupada books. And then we also want that everyone else who have not access to Prabhupada books get an access. Everyone should remain fortunate. And for that reason, we go out and share Prabhupada's teachings in forms of giving classes, arranging motivation programs or satsang programs. And then to satsang programs, people come, we should give them books so that they remain steady, they understand Prabhupada teachings. What about those people who are not coming to satsang programs? What about those people who are not correcting us? We don't know them, they don't know us. The material world is very big place, the earth is very big. How do we connect them? We connect them through books. So the books go. The people who are not even knowing about Krishna, they get Prabhupada books and then they get connected to Krishna. And eventually, if they take interest, then we see that how beautifully they get connected to devotees wherever they stay and they take up Krishna consciousness. So this is a very broad preaching formula which Prabhupada has given us, where we read Prabhupada books, we share Prabhupada's teachings, and we share Prabhupada books. So we follow what Prabhupada has given us, and then just like a son is becomes glorious if he follows his father perfectly well. Similarly, for us, we can become a glorious devotee and follower of ISKCON if we can follow Srila Prabhupada nicely. And Prabhupada has given his books to read, to speak, to discuss, and to distribute. Yes, so Srimad Bhagavatam is Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya, to read it, and then we should go and distribute. So yesterday in Bhadra Purnima, we found many devotees all over the world were distributing some Bhagavatam sets. The scores are yet to come. We are not sure how much score has come. But definitely it's going to be a massive score all over the world. Thanks to the contribution of great devotees like Vaisheshika Prabhu, Bhima Prabhu, and many Prabhupada disciples and many Sankirtan leaders all over the world who are trying their best to do it themselves and also inspire devotees all over the world to take part in this massive Sankirtan of distributed of Srila Prabhupada, Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is unprecedented. Before this, it has never happened that someone could distribute Prabhupada's Bhagavatam set. To distribute one book is so difficult to distribute Bhagavatam sets. And here we can find last year around 30,000-40,000 Bhagavatam sets went on all over the world. Devotees distributed this year. Maybe there could be more. Let's open, wait and watch and see. And hope that more books get distributed, Bhagavatam sets. And this way, Lord Krishna, who has descended again after his disappearance in the form of Bhagavatam, reaches everyone's. Hare Krishna. So this was sorry for a big answer for this question. One question I can take and then.
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Another question is from Shivakumar Prabhuji. Shivakumar Prabhuji, please unmute yourself and go ahead with your question.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, and our terms, Prabhu. Thank you so much for today's class. So one question, Prabhu. You were discussing about seeing Krishna everywhere and seeing the connection of Krishna with all the things in this world. So I just wanted to understand in theory, Prabhu, the philosophy in theory, a Uttam Adhikari sees everyone is already in service of Krishna, whereas a Madhyama Adhikari discriminates a devotee from a non-devotee. So how do we appreciate the differences in these two views, Prabhu? I'm not just in theory, I'm trying to understand. One devotee sees everyone is already in service, whereas one devotee sees one is not involved in service and he needs bhakti that we have to give it to him.
Yeah. So Uttam Adhikari level is quite a high level to even understand what it is. That was Uttamadhikari, right? Yeah. So Uttamadhikari is in Krishna Prem, always relishing Krishna Prem. Now, it's very difficult to understand what is Krishna Prem, what to speak of understanding Uttamadhikari. So, yeah, like one time Srila Prabhupada was asked, Prabhupada, how many people, how many pure devotees like you are in this material world? What a strange question to ask. Someone asked Prabhupada, how many pure devotees like you are in this material world now? And Prabhupada saw him and said, few, not many.
Mm.
And then Prabhupada said, well, I don't have statistics. And Prabhupada said, what is the need of statistics? Anyways, what is the use of such a question? What is the use of question? What is the use of having question, asking question? How many pure devotees are there? Why don't you become one? Prabhupada asked. So, Uttamadhikari is a very high stage, very difficult to define or understand. But one thing is that if you want to preach in this material world, we have to differentiate, discriminate. So, in that case, a Uttamadhikari also has to step down to Madhyamadhikari. Prabhupada says in the purport of Nectar of Instruction. The Uttamadhikari, if he remains Uttamadhikari on that level, he just cannot preach. Because he will think everyone is Krishna's devotee, whether he is practicing or not practicing. Krishna is in his heart. But when it comes to Madhyamadhikari, then he must think, oh, he's Krishna's devotee. He's struggling devotee, he's an advanced devotee, and he's not a devotee. The Krishna, the Madhyamadhikari feels that as per the different levels of people, then he also preaches to them, also reciprocates and gives them Krishna. So yes, so for us, Uttamadhikari is our goal, but for us to preach, we have to come to the level of Madhyamadhikari. Yeah, and Madhyamadhikari also is not a very easy level. Like I remember when first time I heard of Madhyamadhikari, I thought, yeah, I look like Madhyamadhikari. I'll become 5 years. But now, so 25 years, I'm still thinking I'm still a Kanishta Adhikari, not even at least Madhyamadhikari level. So Madhyamadhikari is also very big because Madhyamadhikari is one who has Shraddha is very strong in Shastra. He knows Shastra in and out, and his faith is very strong. Now, for us, at least in my case, our faith is very big. When everything is going good, we are very happy, and we are seeing Krishna consciousness, we are very happy. But when you go through a very bad stage in our life, and some challenges in our workplace, our family, our health, some challenges in our workplace, our family, our health, we see that our Krishna consciousness gets shaken, our faith gets shaken. And sometimes some thoughts may crisscross. What is happening to me? I know Krishna, this material world is miserable, but why so miserable? Suddenly so, why no integration is going to, those kind of thoughts cross. So, Madhyamadhikari would suppose faith is very strong. His faith doesn't shake even in trying circumstances. And therefore, he is the one who can give Krishna to the one who can preach to others about Krishna, because his Krishna consciousness is very strong. Therefore, when he sees this person, Krishna, he will give Krishna in a form by which he will appreciate. So he will intelligently use all his strategies to preach Krishna. So that is how Madhyamadhikari works. So Uttamadhikari is the best Madhyamadhikari preacher because he comes to the level of Madhyamadhikari. Because the Uttamadhikari is able to relate and understand the entire philosophy of Krishna. Not only as faith in the entire philosophy of Krishna consciousness, but he can see that philosophy in action in his life, in his material world. And therefore, the best Madhyamadhikari preacher is Uttamadhikari. Is that okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all for joining today, for your patience and listening, hearing this class. Hope something could come out. Thank you for giving the opportunity. Any mistakes, any things which I spoke here and there, please kindly forgive.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for wonderfully and very patiently answering all of the questions, Prabhuji. Dear devotees, please unmute yourself, and we want to offer pranam to His Grace Baladev Prabhuji. Vanchakatapurupyascha
कृष्णकृपासिन्धुभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः वैष्णवेभ्यो श्रीला प्रभुपाद की श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।
Radhe Radhe. Hare Krishna.
प्रभु जी हरे कृष्ण हरे राम